Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's second topic, we're going to talk again about this 6K that Lamar Jackson had stated. Look, a lot of people are bringing it up. NFL itself has brought it up on their official site. Stephen A. Smith has brought it up. Shannon Sharp has brought it up. NFL Network has brought it up. NFL Live has talked about it. So I'm here with it to say like this. I know a lot of people are they're kind of taken aback by such a large number, right? Look. And look, if he doesn't like what I'm saying, Lamar will probably check me. He'll be like, look, I don't want you saying that. Okay, cool. I talked with the guy. I'm telling y'all, the level of motivation that he has, you only read about it in books about the Jordans and the Kobes. Make no mistake about this. Lamar wants it all. He wants it all. First and foremost, he wants to win a Super Bowl for Baltimore. That's first and foremost. That's the top of the list. But make no mistake about it, he wants it all. And talking with him, not just about his dreams and aspirations, this guy, he really wants to be a great. He wants to be a legend. He doesn't want to be remembered for, oh, he was one of the greatest running quarterbacks ever. No. Lamar wants to be remembered for being one of the greatest quarterbacks, period, ever. If not the greatest ever. And all of the passing stats and everything that everybody talks about, he wants it all. Look, some people are saying, oh, he doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it. Let me tell you this right now. He's gunning for everything. When I used to tell you, and this is before even talking to him, before all the other videos that we've done, I was telling him, like, look, I can look at his eyes and tell y'all that the man looks like he's on a mission. He looks pissed. He looks angry. You get where I'm coming from? Let me tell you this right now. I saw this guy face to face. I stood in front of him this close. He was oozing out of determination. Just oozing out at every point. You can look at him and tell. Every time yeah, that's great. Smile, we laugh. But he's focused. He has something on his mind. And people have to stop putting him in a box. His ceiling, there is no ceiling. He has the God-given ability to one day maybe go down as the proverbial GOAT. And I'm not saying that. Listen, I know people, oh my God, how can you say that? You're just saying that because he did that for you and he's your favorite player. You're showing bias. No, I'm not. Lamar's ceiling is higher than all of his counterparts' ceilings. Y'all do realize that, right? And look, I saw the NFL thing come out at 6,000. I've been seeing people laughing at it. Tell them, oh, just get 3,000 and all this other thing. Look, Lamar's a proud guy. Very, very proud. He's a man throughout and through that believes in his own abilities. And I think that being out injured, he was already determined. He was already focused. But what it's done is it's made that fine point even finer. Everyone thinks he's joking. No, I don't think he's joking at all. I don't think he's playing. I don't think that he's being jovial. I think Lamar says a lot of things that he'll go he and smile about it. But he's dead serious. Lamar wants greatness. And the only way I could see him reaching that number is if 3 of the receivers have at least 1,000 yards. That's the only way I could see that. Now, a lot of people would say that's impossible. I was going through it. There's been 5 teams in NFL history to have 3 guys on the team that have 1,000 yards receiving. It happened in 1980 for the San Diego Chargers, 1989 for the Washington, back then Redskins, which are now the Commanders, 1995 Atlanta Falcons, the 2004 Indianapolis Colts, and the 2008 Arizona Cardinals. Now, I was looking at some of their stats, and the 2 that stand out to me are the Indiana and Arizona, so I'm going to read it off. That had Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Boldin. We all love Anquan Boldin as Raven fans, right? Shout outs to him. Because we wouldn't have got a Super Bowl without him. Okay, so it was Steve Breston, Anquan Boldin, and Larry Fitzgerald. Check this out. Larry Fitzgerald had 96 receptions for 1,431 yards, 14.9 yards in average, 12 touchdowns. Anquan, 89 receptions, 1,038 yards, 11.7 yards in average, 11 touchdowns. Okay? Steve Breston had 77 receptions for 1,006 yards, 13.1 yards in average, 13 touchdowns altogether. Now, this is the other big one I was looking at. Indiana, Marvin Harrison, 86 receptions, right? For 1,113 yards, 12.9 yards in average, 15 touchdowns. My gosh, it's a lot of touchdowns. Reggie Wayne, 77 receptions for 1,210 yards, 15.7 yards per catch, 12 touchdowns. Yikes. And then Brandon Stokely, 68 receptions for 1,077 yards, 15.8 yards a catch, 10 touchdowns. Look, if Lamar, I'm letting y'all know this now. If Lamar wants that absolutely huge number, it has to start with who is he going to be feeding the ball. It just goes to show. And I read those all simply to say it's possible. Now, those guys were throwing for 5,000, 4,000, 4,800 and stuff like that. But then you have to look at our team and say, well, who would get the thousands, right? So let's say Mark Andrews would be one, right? You know that he's Lamar Jackson's, you know what I'm saying? He's Lamar's favorite target. He's a safety blanket. So let's say he gets his 1,000. Let's say OBJ gets 1,000. And let's say Bateman gets 1,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some math, okay? That would mean, because it's a lot of yards, we're going to be real about this. So let's say between the 3, they average 12 to 1,300 yards apiece, right? That's between the 1,400 that you heard and between the 1,077 that you heard. That's the 2 things, so between. So let's say one person gets 1,300 plus 1,200 plus 1,050, right? That's fair, right? That's 3,550 yards right there. He would still need to put up another 2,500 yards. So those numbers would have to go up. You would have to have probably around 15-ish, 1,400 yard receivers, 2 of them, another one at about 1,100, and then you'd have to have 3 guys that are about 500 or more. And then you would be able to reach it. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Do I think 6,000 is attainable? Look, personally, I think it's a tall task. I personally feel 6,000 yards receiving or throwing is harder to do than winning a Super Bowl. I truly believe that. Throwing for 6,000 yards to me is harder than winning a Super Bowl. But here's where I stand. Every time people have doubted Lamar, he's proven them wrong. Every single time. His track record speaks for itself. You understand where I'm coming from? So when I'm looking at him and I'm saying, okay, I might not fully think it's in the realm. You might get 5,200, 5,300, which is amazing stats. That's amazing. But will he get the 6,000? And will Harbaugh want to throw the ball around the park that much? And if you're throwing for that much, well, how much are you rushing for? That, like, all this is like, listen, I truly believe this. If he gets anywhere near the 5,000 mark, they're breaking every scoring title or whatever else in the NFL because they are a run team. If Lamar is getting 5,000 yards pass, I'm not even going to say 6,000, 5,000 yards passing, that would mean 2 or 3 guys got 1,000. The rest is divvied up, and you know he's going to be running to escape at times. So he's going to wake up with 700 yards on the ground, and you still have Gus and J.K. So you would look at probably the greatest offense in NFL history. I'm talking, if he throws for 5,000 yards, this team could put up roughly 7,000 and change total yardage for the season. What's the most total yards in an NFL season? Let me check that out. Most total yards in a season. I'm checking this out because I really want to know this now. By a team. Let's see. The New Orleans Saints have the most all-purpose yards by a team in a season with 7,474 yards. Look, that means it's possible. It's possible. Because 7,000 yards, that would mean that your team threw for 5,000, rushed for another 2,400, give or take. And Drew Brees holds up. He's either first or he's second on almost every single passing statistic in NFL history. Because he was out of all the 5,000 yard season, I think Drew Brees got like 3 of them. Hey, people forget that. So I think it's possible, but it's all about, can they stay, healthy? And I think they're going to, they're going to have, I think that people are going to come in better. I think they're going to be coming more healthy. I think they don't have to worry about Frankenstein, the butcher, Steve Saunders being there, mushing up all the players and stuff like that. They're not going to worry about nothing like that. A full season with Lamar Jackson under center would be absolute. I mean, you might be looking at, I'm going over the statistics right now. You might be looking at something truly special. Drew Brees has 4 5,000 yard seasons. 4. I think Lamar could get it at least once. No, so for 6,000, hey, anything is possible. I will never put it past Lamar because he can have a hot streak where he has 2 back-to-back 400 or 500 yard passing games. That's 1,000 yards right there. Everyone's going to say Patrick Mahomes never did it. So what? Patrick Mahomes hasn't thrown for what Peyton Manning has thrown. He's the one that has the record. He has the record for touchdowns and yards. I believe it's 5,500. And remember, there's an extra game. If think about this, if Peyton Manning had a 17-game season that year, he could have thrown for 6,000 yards. He could have thrown for 6,000 yards and 60 touchdowns. Just to let y'all understand that it's doable. Just got to keep the faith. Lamar, we're rooting for you. We are rooting for you. We just gotta keep the faith. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show! Thank you all for watching. Once again, you know we laugh, you know we have fun, but we're dealing in facts and truth. And you know this. So, if you have not already done so, please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, love it. Just be respectful to other people, and we'll have no problems. And if you would like to donate to this channel, at the bottom of the screen is a QR code for our Cash App. That's where we do all donations, okay? You can find it also in the description of every video that we do. Money sign, The Wunderkind Show. Also available now is the Patreon. What do you get if you get to the Patreon? I'll tell you. You get access to the Discord, questions from subscribers, sweepstakes for free merch, and fantasy football league for next season. So go ahead and become a patron and join that up. All right. So once again, this is the Wunderkind Show. This is your host Nitro signing off, and as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. 6,000 yards. Yeah.